You think you've reached near the top of the mountain. You look down, chest heaving, proud of how far you've come. But that feeling, the satisfaction, the certainty, it's a warning. Because the danger isn't falling. The danger is thinking you're too good for failure. There's a moment every climber knows. You stop halfway up the mountain, glance down, and feel the illusion of safety. The valley looks small. The air feels lighter. You start to believe you've done enough. That's when ego sneaks in. It tells you, you've worked harder than most. You've earned a break. You've made it. And before you realize it, you stop climbing. I've felt this before. Running, writing, even in work. That quiet whisper. You're ahead of the curve, so you ease off. You stop pushing the pace. And slowly, the mountain starts reclaiming what you thought you'd conquered. Ego is gravity disguised as confidence. It doesn't pull you down all at once. It lets you drift. Just enough for you to think you're still ascending. Marcus Aurelius warned of this temptation. It is possible to be both proud of a good life and still strive to live better. Even he, the Emperor of Rome, reminded himself daily not to believe his own height. Because the higher you climb, the thinner the air gets, and ego, if left unchecked, will suffocate you quietly. The truth is, there is no summit. Every peak is just another base camp, one view before the next ascent. Growth isn't a single mountain you conquer. It's a range that stretches beyond sight. But ego hates that truth. It wants a finish line. It wants to believe the work is over. I remember a time I thought it was. I'd just finished a big project. Weeks of focus, long nights, endless revision. When it was done, I told myself I'd earned rest. One day off became 3, then a week, and soon the fire that had driven me went quiet. Not because I was tired, but because I thought I was above starting over. That's how ego kills you, softly. It convinces you that the climb was the point, not the becoming. Irony is that your greatest growth usually happens after you think you've reached your limit. When your lungs burn, when you doubt you can take one more step, when you feel the mountain breaking you down. That's where the lesson begins. Epictetus once wrote, "It's impossible to learn what one thinks they already know." Ego says, "You've mastered this." Humility replies, "Then prove it again." Because every time you start over, you're not losing progress, you're earning strength. Each stumble reminds you that the path is the point, and every new ascent begins with the courage to admit you've still got higher to climb. The Stoics trained for this climb every day. They've practiced humility not as a moral virtue, but as a survival skill. To them, ego was the thin line of frost that formed when pride met comfort. Seneca wrote, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." In other words, there is no finish line. Even the masters remain students. Even the wise trip on their own pride. I think about that sometimes. How easy it is to slip into certainty. You have one good week, one success, and suddenly you stop listening. You stop asking questions. You stop learning. That's how ego wins. Not by shouting, but by whispering, "You've done enough." But humility keeps you breathing when the air gets thin. It reminds you that every mistake is part of the climb. It lets you keep moving when pride wants to rest. Because the mountain doesn't reward those who think they've conquered it. Only those who keep walking. If you want to keep climbing, here's how. 1. Reset your altitude. Each morning, remind yourself, today, I start at the bottom. No matter yesterday's victories, today's mountain is new. 2. Carry the weight willingly. Do the hard things others avoid. The extra mile, the extra hour, the honest critique. Each small strain builds the endurance that ego resists. 3. Ask, what have I stopped questioning? Write that down. That's where your next climb begins. Growth isn't found in comfort. It's found in the thin air, where humility breathes and ego suffocates. Every climber reaches a moment of stillness, when the path behind looks impressive and the path ahead disappears into cloud. That's when ego whispers, "Rest, you've earned it." But that voice is the edge of the cliff. The mountain never ends. You don't climb to reach the top. You climb to remember what effort feels like. Each summit is just a pause, a view, a reminder that the journey continues. So keep climbing. Keep dying to who you were yesterday. Keep earning the air you breathe. Because the moment you think you've made it, that's the moment you stop deserving the view.